we're recording. Hi guys, it is Momentum Monday. One of my favorite days, because guess what this Monday falls on? This Monday falls on a new month as well. So we have all of the opportunity in front of us today, and I'm really excited about that. So just want to give an acknowledgement to everyone that's on live right now. Kudos for you for taking out time today to just like center yourself and plug into a community and surround yourself with like-minded. That's always such a empowering thing to do. So huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to everyone watching the recording, for all of you guys continuing to take the time out of your schedule and make it a priority. Make it a priority to stay plugged in. Because if there's one thing that I've seen is the more plugged in you are, the easier it is, because you're more connected, right? When you're more connected in a nice big spider web or more net, or you got more, like when that tarp is tied down in more places, it stays tighter to the package. So that's how you can keep really in line with your goals and just stay plugged in. So really acknowledging all of you guys for that are on live right now, all of you that are hustling home from drumming or at work and watching the recording. We know that you're plugging in. So make sure you post in the comments of the recording that you watched it so we can support you. I also want to give a huge acknowledgement. So if you guys have any goals that you are crushing currently, I'd like to post them in the chat, something that you're really proud of over the last week, something that you've accomplished. Hi, Miss Kathy. There's a lot of really epic wins going on. I'm going to give a huge shout out. She's not on. I know she just walked out the door here 2 seconds ago. Miss Raquel is 57 pounds down. So she was sharing with me today, she's 3 pounds away from 60 gone. And the biggest thing for me, Raquel, hopefully you're watching this, I just really want to acknowledge you, because something she shared with me is in the mornings, instead of getting up and having a coffee and a smoke, she has a glass of water. How powerful is that, right? Like just knowing that your whole lifestyle shift, that your morning routine starts to change in a good, healthy, positive way. And she's excited about it. You should have seen how the smile on her face as she was telling me that. So these are lifelong changes, you guys, simple things that we can do, from drinking a glass of coffee to drinking a glass of water. Guess what cuts out the cigarette? The change in the coffee to the water, right? Because if anyone's been a smoker, and I shared today that actually I've been a smoker. I smoked for, goodness, I aged myself, 8 years of my life. So I started when I was 13 and I quit when I was 21. And, but that was the thing, like, you went to the bar, it was smoking a beer. Heck, I worked in construction. If you were in a packer, you went forward, you went backwards, you were smoking. And so to change the lifestyle, you guys, that's what we're really focusing on building, is lifestyle shifts, right? So if there's any lifestyle shifts that you guys are excited about, I want you to share. Sharing and acknowledging your successes is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And oh, no big deal. It's not that big of a deal. We brush it off, right? It is a big thing, and it's really something you should be proud of. So if you guys have a share, please post in the comments or come off mute at any time. Just interrupt me, because I'm totally cool with that. I love hearing all your voices. I want to give a shout out to a bunch of other ladies. Miss Natalie did her weigh in today. She is leaving for Mexico at like 7 in the morning. So she checked in and she was down another 3 pounds today. And the thing that I'm really excited about for her, you guys, is she's really finding that lifestyle part of it too. She shared on here a couple weeks ago how she did a trip to Red Deer, and it was like her first like off the plan weekend, and she made healthy choices and split meals all through it, right? So it's just making those healthy choices. And I did myself this weekend, where we went camping. We didn't go camping, we went to Jasper. And normally where it's like your weekend of like relaxing and enjoying myself, I absolutely enjoyed myself. And I got an apple chai tea, and I didn't put any cream and sugar in it. And I shared a muffin with it. The muffin was like huge. It was like this big. It was like this homemade local muffin. I shared it with my 2 daughters. So we sat on a nice sunny bench with a coffee, enjoying the mountains and the view. Well, not my coffee, my tea, and shared a muffin, right? Versus each of us getting a muffin and a latte and creating a 600-calorie snack. We had, a 100-calorie snack that was in while we were walking, and then I tracked it, so I was accountable for it. So I came home from the weekend feeling really lean and tight versus being bloated, right? I think we all know those weekends that we come out of where we're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm starting back at square one. You're not starting back at square one, but that bloat can make you feel like it. So when you start making some of those lifestyle changes that last and follow through you on the weekends, something to really be excited about. So I just want to give you guys major acknowledgement for that, for all of you that are crushing it, because you're crushing it. So please just take a moment, breathe, pat yourself on the back. Every single one of you, because you're doing it. You're doing it. Just being on this call, just plugging into this page, you're doing it. You're making a commitment to yourself. So keep up with it. Deal? Deals? Deals. Okay. I'm going to talk about a couple things tonight. So I want to talk about sleep. Who here knows anything about sleep? Who here knows how to not sleep? Or feels like they never get enough sleep? Or thinks that they have sleep absolutely mastered? Who here has sleep mastered? Does anyone have sleep mastered? Does anyone throw a one in the chat if you think sleep affects your weight management? Does sleep have anything to do with weight management? See some noddings of the heads. Yeah, it sure does. Sure does have a lot to do with weight management. Kathy, actually, I'm going to share. Do you want to share about what we found out a couple weeks ago in regards to stress and no sleep?
So a couple weeks ago, I was extremely stressed. I was writing a paper for university. My daughter was sick. I was in the ER. I gained 5 pounds in a week, and literally it was all water and retention. And then when I finally refreshed and rejuvenated, I dropped that 5 pounds and then some within a week. So I couldn't believe how much my weight went up with an extreme amount of stress.
Yep. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, because it's important to know that we're not alone in it, right? Like we feel like, especially when stress sits on, we start losing sleep. Our food, maybe we stop eating, right? We start like kind of avoiding food because the stress is sitting with us, and then we binge eat because now we're like overexhausted, we're overtired, all these things. We don't get enough water in, and stress actually itself is a chemical reaction inside of our body. I'm not a doctor. I don't know all the right terminology and all of those things for it. But what I do know is it's a full-on chemical reaction inside of your body, and your body reacts to it differently. Your body almost goes into protection mode, right? Because you've released it's almost like a toxic gas is basically what anxiety, like it's anxiety, it's stress, it's fatigue, it's all these things. And your body's just trying to stay above float. Right? And you feel it. You feel when you're stressed, you feel it, right? And so in sleep, often we find ourselves with sleepless nights throughout that, because for me personally, and if there's men on the call, if you're watching the recording, maybe you guys have the same. I know for women, I see it a lot and I hear it a lot, and I know we talk about it a lot and we share it a lot, of like those nights where we wake up at 1 a.m, we're just staring at the roof. To-do list, figuring it out. What am I going to do? How am I going to deal with this? What's going to happen, right? And we start running all these scenarios through instead of getting the rest that our body needs. So I want to talk about, just as much as we build meals and healthy habits around our fitness and our eating, who here thinks it's important to build healthy habits around our sleep? Right? It's very important to just start building some healthy habits around our sleep and really learning what yours are. Some people can function fantastic on 6 hours of sleep. That is, some people, they're just wired that way. That's okay. Some people need their 8 hours of sleep, right? My 17-year-old needs like 14. I'm not sure how that's humanly possible, but it just seems the way it is, right? So everybody is different, just like you're different in your eating habits and what your body responds to in regards to carbs and cycling and all this stuff. Everyone's unique. The biggest thing is being patient with yourself and just trusting the process. So I want to give a couple tips and discussion topics on sleep, just so you guys have something to go off. So number one is do your very best to try and go to bed at the same time. You want to try and go to bed at the same time as often as possible, right? So, and believe it or not, technology, all of these things we wear and these phones we have and these alarms in our houses, we even have like sunshine clocks that like bright up and turn down in your room now you can get, right? So you have a bunch of technology at your availability. I have the bedtime app on my phone. And basically at 8:30, it reminds me you have an hour to start calming down. At 9:20, my phone blocks everything out. So at 9:20, my phone goes into airplane mode until 4:20, so that I have 7 hours of that. I programmed it in my phone to remind me. Am I always perfect with it? No. Right? Last night I was still awake at 10:30, right? But I was in bed, I was reading, I was journaling, I was taking that time. I was already in the rest mode versus still accomplishing all these other things, right? So set yourself up for a goal to try and get to bed at the same time every night. Then again, try and wake up at the same time. I really do find that for me, even on the weekends, our sleep in is, we usually get up around 6, 7. This weekend in Jasper, I got up at 6 and I felt great. Because I know if I stay in bed till 9, 10, I just get this extra whole layer of sluggish on top of me that I'm just like, I got to almost shake it off, right? So keeping that same routine of getting up and going to bed at the same time, you can move it around a little bit, just like we can with our nutrition, but building a habit creates, your body starts to trust the process and give you that full rest when it's expecting it, right? It's expecting it. So it knows how to get into it. Going to bed and getting up at the set time eliminates stress, and you have a better chance of balancing your hormones. Your body's better prepared to absorb the routine. Be excited about the routine, right? That first little while when you're just learning to drink water, most of you have probably gone through this already, and you feel like you're floating away and peeing 1,000 times a day. And then all of a sudden it just starts to regulate itself, and you don't have to pee all the time. And then what happens when you miss water? You know it right away. Now your body's gotten so programmed at running at this level of optimum that when you have a day without water, you feel it. So when you can program yourself the same way, or not even program, when you can assist and give yourself a structure to excel at sleep, you'll find you get more rest. Your body will become more excited and more into the routine with you. So going to bed at a regular time and having a certain amount of sleep on a regular sleeping pattern will help your body produce the HGH, human growth hormone, right? So a fat burning hormone. When you lack your sleep, your body goes into stress mode, activating cortisol, a fat storing hormone. So yes, being stressed and lack of sleep, you will find your body actually stores fat. It creates a hormone called cortisol that is a fat storing hormone. So knowing that there's actually chemical reactions behind it, to sleep all of a sudden be like, oh, maybe that is actually more important, right? When we talk about rest as athletes, when we talk about rest days, there's a reason rest days are so important. Your body needs that rest to be able to produce cortisol. And when you're under stress, you gain weight and your tummy distends. So if you were to sleep for a certain amount of hours, like 6 to 8 hours of sleep daily, your body will less likely have a chance of going under stress. So giving your body that time and just being patient with it to get the rest that it needs, it's going to lower your stress levels as well, because you have more time to produce the hormones your body needs to deal with it. So HGH, the human growth hormone, is only produced when you're sleeping, and fat is a fat burning hormone. So you only get this human growth hormone when you're sleeping. Legit. It's like fat burning while you sleep. It's important, I promise. If there's no other reason to sleep or make it dedicated, just think of it as sleep and shrink. Okay, I sleep and shrink. But if you don't sleep on a regular pattern, you will never reap the benefits of this. So you need to get a solid sleep to activate it, and it can produce benefits when you sleep properly and more soundly. The cortisol hormone increases under several categories. Example, lack of sleep, lack of nutrition, lack of mind-body balance, carbohydrate depletion, or low-carb diets. Let me flip my page here. This hormone allows your stomach to distend and you will gain weight. It might even mess up your sleeping patterns. So by getting too much stress, our cortisol levels will rise. And then what do we find ourselves doing at 1 o'clock in the morning? Ta-da, right? So if anything, if it doesn't make sense to your mindset, just blame it on the legit chemical reactions. There's a logistical side of this, right? So there's a logistical side of making sense of why can't I lose weight? But you're under a heavy amount of stress. You're not sleeping right. You're not eating right. You're doing right. If you're not, you got to have that balance, you guys. And it's okay to sometimes be a little off kilter. It's okay to sometimes have curveballs thrown at you that you're not sure about. Like Kathy shared, she had a week that was just everything was there. Everything was on top of it. How am I in this place right now? And I'm pretty sure every single one of us can relate to that kind of situation in the last 6 weeks. This is the culture we live in. I wish I could say it wasn't, but it is the culture that we live in, that curveballs and bombs seem to go off in our lives on a consistent basis. We need to grow our resilience, like we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, on how we deal with that. You need to set your boundaries on what level of stress you will allow your life to get to before you put in your coping mechanisms, before you journal, before you pull a time out and go meditate for a while, before you put the brakes on something and say, wait a minute, you don't get to dump this on me anymore. Whatever it is, you need to find your resilience in your life. So guess what? I get more HGH. If your boss is making crap on your day, you can just tell them, you know what? I need more human growth hormone in my life, and this stress is not allowing that to happen. So you throw that at them, right? I don't have a boss anymore, so I'm not sure how to do that stuff. But that is really important that you guys define those boundaries in your life for you. For you. Be in control of those circumstances so that you can get the sleep that you need, so that your mindset can just rest and you can replenish your soul, most importantly. Soul searching is like the biggest thing. There's a reason this Saturday, you guys, I had that. I'm so grateful. I was sharing this morning, so grateful for Rachel Hollis, because I had my audiobook in my ear while I was hiking. In the one ear, I had the other one listening for animals. I was totally being safe. But she was talking, I legit, as I drove away from the ski hill, had that moment of mom being like, why am I not staying? I should be staying to watch my kids ski. I should be staying to watch Taylor. You know, she's going to take skiing lessons, and that whole the culture, right? There's this pressure on me of I felt bad and guilty that I was going to take a hike by myself. I really wanted to go hiking. I really did. I wanted to disconnect, take some downtime, just go fuel my soul. And so halfway through the hike, I get a text from my daughter, and she's like, just, Taylor's doing really awesome, right? So that, oh, great, my other daughter's there and I'm not there, and no. And just in that moment, the chapter of Rachel Hollis comes into my ear, and she speaks about, you know what? I'm not a sport mom. I don't do the sports thing. The idea of being at the hockey rink for me at 6 a.m, that's not my thing. And the moms that are sport moms, oh my gosh, be amazing at being the best sports mom there is and go and own it. But if it's not your thing, then don't force yourself. Do you know what my thing is? I love to bake. I bake, me and my daughter bake. And today we went bike riding, and we love to go on walks, and we go and chase the dog. But going down a ski hill, sorry, Kathy, and all of our avid skiers that are on the call here that just spent weeks on the hills, it's not my thing. So what I did do was I unplugged, and I let my family go do their thing, and I let my family go enjoy themselves and create memories. Like, I can tell you, my son and my husband hiked to the top of the knob yesterday by themselves. That's something that they will remember for a long time. I didn't need to go be up there pretending to be excited about it, right? Like, oh, great, thanks, guys. My feet really hurt. It's cold. And why are we avoiding trees? That's not pleasant for anybody. There's no trees up there. It's so cold up there. There's no trees. It's just rocks, right? So I took that time to go time out. So that at the end of the day, guess who I was to my kids? I was a better mom. I was a better mom to my kids, because I went and I took a 3-hour hike in the bush by myself. And I went and connected and let myself know that, guess what? I am doing a great job. And I'm being the best me that there is. But if you let yourself get so run down by the circumstances that you're losing sleep and your cortisol levels are through the roof, you're going to lose track of how awesome you are. And then you're going to stay up all night long, losing even more sleep, stressing about all the things you think you should be doing. So I just want you guys to just find some habits that you can just thrive on. And if it means you got to be like a little old lady like me and go to bed at 9:30, rock it. I promise. It's the best thing ever. Like, my phone turns off at 9:30. If you get a hold of me after that time, bless your soul, because I've set those boundaries now. There's no reason for someone to need to get a hold of me at 10:30 at night, right? It can wait. You can wait till 4:30 in the morning when I check my messages and start dinging all your phones back. So that's what I want to talk about today, you guys, is sleep. Sleep, because as we do come into a new month, as spring break is ending and all of the things and the chaos and the summer and the excitement and the sports and all the things that come now with the new season of spring, make sure that you continue to set those healthy boundaries in your life so that you can be the best you to everyone around you. You setting those boundaries only makes you a better person to the people that truly love you and truly deserve your time. So that is our call today. I did want to talk a little bit about BevMix and some of our protein snacks, because I know that some people have been asking about them. I've seen them on the page there. Couple super easy protein snacks, you guys, that we love. Almonds are a great one. They're a nice healthy fat. Egg whites. I add egg whites to a lot of stuff. So I do eggs and then I add egg whites into it, right? So I'll do one full egg and then I'll add half a cup of egg whites, or I'll do egg whites and avocado. Tuna salad. Don't ever turn away tuna salad and celery. Fantastic snack. Just because it's promoted as a lunch item doesn't have to be, right? We also do chicken salad in our house. Matt buys the canned chicken from Costco. It's in water. It's chicken breast. Mix it up with some hot sauce. Again, celery or cucumber in a lettuce wrap. It's a great snack. I personally also lean towards BevMix, and our coffee that we have now, I absolutely love. They're 15 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar, and about 100 or less calories, right? So I'll mix that. Like today, my afternoon snack was BevMix with a peanut butter and rice cake. All right, quick, easy, on the go. Got my healthy fat, got my carb, got my protein. Was off to go ride bikes with Taylor. So there's lots of options out there. Is thinking outside the box with it. Often we think of a snack has to be promoted in the snack food category. Not the truth at all. Not the truth at all. I will have a snack. I'll have ground turkey and green beans for a snack. Why? Because it tastes good and I got goals that I want to accomplish. So don't restrict yourself to snack foods. You can definitely make any of your snacks high protein, hard-boiled eggs. If you do Greek yogurt in BevMix is also another favorite, right? So it's a plain Greek yogurt with 1 scoop of BevMix. It makes your serving about 20 grams of protein in there. So that's a nice thing. Dip some apples in it. It's delicious. It's like a nice fruit dip. And if you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, always feel free to ask. The next challenge, so this challenge is ending next week. So we got one more week of this one. We are going to take a little break, 1 week in between, do our celebration recognition. Then we are doing a 2-week belly blaster. So there'll be a new challenge that's getting promoted here in the next couple of days that you'll see that come up. And then we're going to start our next 6-week challenge after the grand opening. So we have a grand opening at the end of this month on April 26th, 27th, and 28th. And our 6-week challenge will start up following that one. So just to give you guys a little outlook of what's coming, what's exciting news and all the things that are changing, and recognizing all of you guys, because we got some serious life changers on this page, and you guys all deserve major kudos. So expect to start getting flash bombed on Facebook with like shout outs, because that's my goal this month for all of you. So thank you, you guys. Thank you for plugging in. Thank you for your smiling faces, and keep crushing it. Get some sleep, would ya? Okay. Good night.
Night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. What?